Good morning, good morning. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you like this content, please hit the like button. Hey guys, I just want to come up here and talk about the mother and son that are involved with second degree murder. It was the 17-year-old girl named London Thomas. Her sister, so and her family dropped her off at her boyfriend's house, and he is 23 years old. This happened in April, I want to say around April. And what happened was her family put an alert out because she was missing. But Linda, or London, her name is, her sister said she dropped her off at the boyfriend house. Days went by, they didn't see anything at all. Okay? And just remember, they sister dropped her off April the 5th. And the police found her body April 26th, guys. Where they charging the mother and son. Okay, the son is 23. The mother's 49. And they are charging them with second degree murder, tampering with evidence, and the death of a 17-year-old girlfriend, London Thomas. Okay, guys, I'm going to let y'all listen to a couple of these videos, and then, I'm going to chat about this, okay? Just hold on a second.
By people versus Charla Pendergrass, people versus Jalen Pendergrass.
And good,
Dominic,
my apologies.
Dominic DeGrazia, P69815 on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Terry Johnson, P70773 on behalf of Ms. Charla Pendergrass, who is present and stands to my left.
Good morning.
May it please the court, Judge. My name is Adam Clements. My P number is 77233. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass. Sir, state your name for the record, please.
Good morning, everyone. All right, this is date and time scheduled for arraignment. Do you wish to have the charges read? Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'll waive formal reading on behalf of Ms. Pendergrass, and we'd like to enter a plea of, ask court to enter a plea of not guilty.
Very well. As to Ms. Pendergrass, the court will enter a plea of not guilty. As to Mr. Jalen Pendergrass.
Your Honor, we waive the formal reading of the information as to allow the defendant to stand. We can have a plea of not guilty entered on his behalf.
All right, court will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass. As to bond for Ms. Charla Pendergrass.
Your Honor, while I understand that these charges are very serious, I'd like the court to take into consideration the mere fact that this matter... I'm sorry. Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm normally used to a prosecutor being in the courtroom.
Yeah.
My apologies, Mr. DeGrazia.
Judge, I ask that there be no bond set for each defendant, or alternatively, a very high cash bond. Regarding Ms. Charla Pendergrass, she does not have any criminal history. However, she is charged with second-degree murder. And I think, more importantly for bond purposes, this is a case where the evidence, I believe, will be abundant that both defendants, but particularly Ms. Charla Pendergrass, engaged in a extended campaign to lie to the police, lie to law enforcement, to cover up her actions. She was originally charged with lying to a peace officer, which was later dismissed because an FBI agent is not a peace officer in Michigan. But the point is that Ms. Charla Pendergrass, I don't believe, can be trusted to follow the orders of the court. She has shown in the past her willingness to be deceptive, to be untrustworthy, and given the serious nature of these charges and the circumstances behind the actual crime itself, I'm asking that there be no bond for Ms. Charla Pendergrass, or alternatively a very high cash bond.
Mr. Johnson, you wish to respond?
I do. Your Honor, I'm just rather shocked that the prosecutor can say that my client is not able to follow court orders. This court is aware Ms. Pendergrass was placed on a bond high bond, and Ms. Pendergrass followed all of those bond conditions. Not a single time was there any allegations that she violated or did anything that she should not have done. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, even after the case was dismissed, that was back in August, so about 3 months ago, she's done absolutely nothing. She has nothing to hide. The problem is she didn't cooperate with the police in a manner in which the police wanted her to cooperate. To come forth and say no cash bond, or to say no bond or a very high cash bond is ridiculous. She is not a flight risk. She's been here at every single court event. And I would ask that if the court sets a bond, then it'd be a reasonable bond. Again, based upon her actions that this court has saw, not the allegations that have been put forth by the people.
Thank you very much. And
Would the court like me to address Mr. Jalen Pendergrass? Judge?
in just 1 second, I had just a couple of questions. Where does she work?
She's a caregiver, Your Honor.
Is someone who lives in the home?
No, Your Honor.
And the address we have for her on Roth, is that the best address?
What street, Your Honor?
Roth. Okay, so if, Mr. Johnson, if you can make sure we have an updated address too for her?
I will take care of
If that's
that.
not the correct address. Then, the address that is correct, how long has she been there?
Approximately a year, Your Honor. Is this the address out county, outside of Inkster?
Whatever her current home address is, how long has she been associated with her current home address?
Oh, over a year.
Okay. All right, court, in consideration of the charges, in consideration of public safety, and I am concerned about the charges that include tampering with evidence and/or allegations of not being cooperative with the police. The court is going to set the bond at $5 million cash. And you are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. If you do make bond, you'll be on a GPS tether. You may not be in possession of any weapons, ammunition, drugs, or alcohol, and you can have a seat for the moment. Mr. Degrassi, as to Mr. Jalen Pendergrass.
Well, obviously, Your Honor, the seriousness of the charges are severe. I would ask for no bond or a very high cash bond, but Mr. Pendergrass specifically, he again, like his mother, showed a willingness to lie to the police and to deceive police. But more than that, he is presently charged in Oakland County with making a false report of a felony. He was originally given a tether bond, which was reduced. And since that bond was reduced, it's my understanding that the defendant has recently been arrested under suspicion of operating while intoxicated. Now, it's my understanding he hasn't been charged with that crime, but he said at least has had police contact while he's been on bond in a pending case in Oakland County. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I again ask for no bond or a very high cash bond.
Mr. Cummings?
Yes, Judge, what I would say on behalf of Mr. Pendergrass is it's interesting and rich that the prosecutor brings up my client's Oakland County case, a case which I believe undeniably will be dismissed. The reason why my client's bond would decrease in that particular matter is because the case is in fact so weak. But nonetheless, as I'm in a venue where litigation is underway, we have a motion to dismiss that's pending in that regard, and I think that we'll be successful. But I think what's pointed in this particular case is that in that particular matter, my client was placed on a house arrest setting. During that particular time, he never missed court, he never violated any conditions of his bond. But moreover, more importantly, as it relates to this investigation, in this case, when did Mr. Pendergrass ever flee the jurisdiction? When did he ever run from law enforcement? When did he ever refuse to come in and meet with them? And it's news to me that he ever provided any false statements. I'm sure Mr. Degrassi will give you some discovery to that effect. But I've never seen any of that information to suggest that he's provided any false information to law enforcement. So rather than attack a criminal history, the prosecution is asking the court to look at allegations that didn't even lead to a charge as it relates to an OWI. And that's purposeful. And the reason for that is because my client has no significant criminal history that the prosecution can point to. He's been compliant throughout this entire ordeal. So to somehow suggest that he would be a flight risk when he's never fled or done anything to that effect, suggests that he's a flight risk simply because we decided to charge him after 6 months. So what I'm asking the court to do in this particular matter is to consider the fact that if the defendant is compliant all the way through, retains counsel, and does everything that he's asked to do, at what point do we actually respect the fact that he's presumed innocent? I'm asking the court to set bond in this particular matter at $100,000 cash surety. My client can go on house arrest, Heather. He's not employable right now. We don't have any objection to him being on house arrest, and he's already demonstrated that he can comply. But more compelling than anything, judges, he's looking forward to having an opportunity to finally have his name cleared. We want the evidence to be brought forth just like everyone else does, because as of right now, only the prosecution has that evidence. We've never seen anything that suggests that he's broken the law in relationship to the death of London Thomas, or that he's obstructed justice in any way at all. So for those reasons, Judge, I'm asking for a fair and reasonable. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, considering the factors that this court must consider in order to set bond or any type of pretrial release, given the nature of the charges, was Mr. Pendergrass working at or around the time of the incident? And if so, where and how long?
Well, that's the time, at what period of time?
Back in April.
Well, he wasn't allowed to work, Judge, once he was charged in Oakland.
Okay. What was he doing before that? Where was he working?
He was not working.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and so the court is going to remand Mr. Pendergrass, set no bond, given the nature of the charges. And we need to set a probable cause conference date. Is everyone available to zoom in for a probable cause conference on the 22nd of October,
What time will that be, Your Honor?
9 a.m.?
Yes, sure.
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't catch that date.
October 22nd, 9 a.m. for PCC on Zoom.
On behalf of Ms. Pendergrass, Your Honor, I'm available, or will make myself available.
I may work.
All right, Mr. Degrassi, you're good with that?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, and, we'll set dates of the next year. We'll set exam dates of that. I was gonna try and see if we could pick exam dates since I have all of you here and everybody's got a calendar.
Oh, I understand, Your Honor. I would hope, once we receive discovery,
Then you'll have a better idea of how we need to schedule.
hopefully I'll get it all this time.
All right. All right. We'll see all parties back on the 22nd, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm back for this one. Did y'all guys see what I saw? Okay. The mother done set up and let the son got her in a whole lot of trouble. See, that's what I tell y'all guys. That sometimes common sense have to kick in. And a lot of these parents doesn't have common sense. And I'm telling y'all guys, a lot of them doesn't have common sense. Now, she don't set up here and let this son of her got her in a big jam, and she's going to spend some time in jail. They got them on $5 million cash bond. There's no 10% in this one, guys. It's no 10%. And I keep telling y'all guys, if you think about it, look at the resource, look at the home upbringing. Okay. Now you mom sitting in here, she charged with second-degree murder, tampered with evidence, just like her son. There's something let me back up. Your son is 23 years old, wasn't working before he murdered the girl, and showed won't working after it happened. You see how his lawyer was trying to cover that up, and the judge said, where was he working at? That show you right there. He going up to no good because he wasn't even working. He murdered that young girl. And you know what? He will be sitting in jail. I don't know what mama thinking, but she must not be thinking, and she must not use common sense. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, I don't care if he was my son. If he did went out here and commit a crime like this, he going to pull the time. Because I was not going to help him have no evidence, and I sure ain't be going to no police or no prison for nobody. I told my truth. You commit the crime, you're going to do the time. Because I'm not lying to no authority. I'm not going to hide nothing or nothing. I'm telling the truth. If the truth set you free, then you out. But if the truth have you go to jail, then you're going to stay in jail. That's the way I look at these. And guys, I don't understand parents. But then again, like I said, we got to backtrack. The mother don't have it all neither, if you think about it. Look the way she raised her son. Everybody stood up in the courtroom. He sat there. The bailiff had to tell him 2 or 3 times to stand up. He did what the heck he wanted to do. That because his upbringing. So guys, hold on. I want to find the clip where London Thomas, the 17-year-old sweetheart, that was taken off this earth by this demon. I want to find a clip of her parents saying something, because that broke my heart when I heard that on the news last night. But hold on a second, guys. Okay, guys, I found it. I had it in my... Hold on a second. I want you to listen to what 17-year-old London Thomas family had to say about this. This is so sad, guys. Hold on a second.
So, what's going through your mind when you are in court seeing these two?
Oh, long overdue. We'd like to thank God for this moment. We'd like to thank Prosecutor Kym Worthy team. We want to thank the FBI, the Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, everybody who came out, volunteered, walked with us, and searched. We're just so happy and just praise for this moment. It's long overdue.
When you see these two in court, what would you say to them?
Oh, I'm so angry and I'm so happy and satisfied at the same time. You know, we all knew that they were pretty much responsible for what happened. So now we're moving forward. We're moving in the right direction. We're going for justice for London.
One of the attorneys said that Jalen had nothing to do with the death of London Thomas. To that, you say what?
Heartbreaking. I couldn't believe they said that. That's crazy. We hope they get the maximum penalty for, just cause of what happened, what they done.
What has this been like for you? I mean, just the agony of, kind of been going back and forth, charges and no charges, and then finally 6 months later.
6 months later, it's been an emotional roller coaster, heartbreaking. We just kept our faith. We believed this day was going to come, and everybody, we all knew that they did something, and we're just happy that the light has been shown, and thankful.
Well, what took so long?
I have no idea. Hopefully they did a thorough investigation. Maybe that's why it took so long, and we can move forward and still wrap this up so my daughter can rest in peace now.
Tell me something about London.
Oh man, she's dearly missed. Everybody, her friends, they still call me to this day. Everybody miss her. So, just keeping her spirit alive, and, justice will be served.
Grandma, is there anything you wanted to say?
I'm just happy. I'm just happy they got him. And justice are going to finally be served. I just want to thank God, and they get what they got coming.
Was it difficult being in the same room as them?
Oh, yes. You can look at them and see they both something wrong with them, mainly him. And I don't feel they need to be on the streets because it's not safe with nobody else's kids out there.
You knew him. They had a relationship.
I never met him before because, she was with us. She went home to her mother. I heard about him, but I never saw him. I never met him, but if I would have, I probably would have stopped her from talking to him. Because you can see simply it's something wrong with him.
Okay, guys, I wanted y'all guys to hear a little bit from her father and her grandmother. After looking at this, I noticed that her mother and father was together, but she was with her mom and her dad this time. But she stayed mostly with her dad and her grandmother. And this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm gonna break down, hold the brakes for a little bit. This is why I tell people to talk to your child. You have to talk to your child about going out here dating. She was 17 years old. She had no business dating this man anyway. He was 23. The guy didn't even have a job. Y'all follow me? This 23-year-old guy didn't even have a job. You heard what her grandma said. If I had met her, I would have tried to stop her. Because the grandma even said, you can tell something not there. It's lack of common sense and no self-control there. And I told you before, on both parts, the mama and the son. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And I'm going to say it again. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And see, that grandma could see that. By sitting in the court, she looked at him. She could tell the same thing. Because when I watched this, and the bailiff had to tell him 3 times to stand up, I was like, and he got up, stood up, and then sat back down. And then the lawyer had to look at him like, get up. So that to show you right there, there's no discipline. It was no discipline in his house. And I hate to say it was no discipline. And it cost this 17-year-old young lady to lose her life. Her grandmother said she didn't know anybody. She never met him. But they said her sister dropped her off at her boyfriend's house. So I don't know if her sister knew anything about this dude or not. But he was 23 years old. You heard me say in court. He wasn't working after this happened. And the judge was smart. The judge was like, where was he working at before this? The lawyer said, he didn't have a job. So this right there would tell you that the 17-year-old, she wasn't, thinking someone should have told her. He's 23 years old and don't have a job. What would you want to do with him anyway? You 17-year-old, you don't need to date in the first place. You need to finish school. But if you're going to date, not somebody like that. So we done lost another 17-year-old. And when I first seen this back there, when it happened around April or May, I knew right then, I said, he unalived that girl. He unalived that girl. That girl was at his house, and then the mom came up and claimed she didn't know where the girl was. And I said to myself, you sitting here and you covering for your son, but when your son go down, you going down too. And sure enough, this happened, guys. So the mom is going to go to jail. She get the same charges that he did. But they giving them 2nd-degree murder. So they'll be in jail for a very long time. And also they're getting charged for tamper with evidence because they tried to hide the body. And then it was told to me that she had called a friend of her and wanted her friend to help her move this plastic bin. And that was 3 weeks later. I heard that back in May. And the friend, I don't know what happened. Someone found out, and the police went to the friend's house, and the friend told the truth. I mean, I don't blame the friend. I don't blame. Hey, the friend did that. Her friend did the correct. That was the correct thing he or she could do. Because if she had lied and they found out this, the friend would have been in jail too. But the friend told the police 3 weeks later that they told her to help them to move this plastic bin. And the friend told the police where the bin was. When they went to get the bin, wherever they stood at, the body was in it. So that's how they connected and said they was guilty, guys. So this is all I know about this case. That's why I said mother, father, sister, brother, uncles, grandma, talk to your young ones. It's a lot of people out here walking. It's not mental. Just because someone is mental and not capable of dating, I don't mean mental illness. I mean this boy right here have demons. He meant to demon. I should say demon. He has some little demon in him. I'm telling you. And he have a mama that would do anything for him. And she, to me, is just as guilty as he is. You know your son done killed his girlfriend. And you sit up here and help your son hide the body, move the body. I can't even picture me doing something stupid like this. I don't care who is in my family. You do a crime, you pull in the time. Because I ain't going to jail for you. I wouldn't go to jail for my mom or my dad, so I know I ain't going for nobody else. And they the one brought me into the world. Well, back up, they the one have sex and I came into the world, but my father brought me into the world. I wouldn't even do it for them. So, guys, I'm going to follow this one. They'll be back in court on the 22nd of this month. And they both are on cash ball. $5 million is a lot of money. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get out on this one. But this is really sad because that child was only 17 years old and dating a 23-year-old man. That was a no-no. He had no job. Like I said, my whole thing, I can't wrap my head around. You got a mother sitting in the house. She out here trying to work, taking care of patients and stuff. She 49 years old, and you got a son 23-year-old and don't have a job. You see the problem? Y'all guys see the problem I'm talking about? A lot of these parents bring this stuff on their own self. Because if I had a son 23 years old, he would have 2 jobs. Not just one, he gonna have 2. Because one of them gonna be a full-time job, and I want to see some pay stubs and some W-2s, okay? Every year. And the second one, you're gonna be doing some work around home. So when you see somebody, you're gonna be able to appreciate that person. Because I'm gonna make sure you go to work. 23 years old, that's why a lot of those kids are going to jail. And like I said once, and I'm gonna say it again, they are building prison just for black folks. You're gonna wake up one morning, you're gonna see a bunch of prison right here, and 80% of them gonna be black folks in there. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it. Because they don't have to name the prison black folks. It's just that they're gonna have the large percent of black people in no prison. If you don't think you don't think this is gonna be real, just wait. You'll see it. You see it. Because I don't understand these parents these days. They sit here and they let these kids commit these crimes, and you sit there and say, I love my son, love my daughter, and you're going to try to support them. I ain't supporting not one of mine. You commit the crime, you're going to do the time. Because I'm going to tell it. Y'all show up and get ready now. Oh, nope. I ain't lying for no one. Like I said, you do it, you going to pull the time. So, guys, this is all I have for this one. Because this one right here, I could talk days about this one because I still don't understand why the 17 would date the 23. And who knows, she could have lied to her sister. I don't know. She's no longer here. I don't know if she told her sister what the age was. I don't know if her sister was trying to cover for her or what. But like her grandma said, if she had seen the guy, she would have, tried to stop them. Because she said, I could tell right then something is wrong with both of them. And they don't need to be out here. Like I said, they don't have to be mental illness. It's just that something is not clicking there. And those type of people don't need to be out here. I had said that over and over. When someone do something like that, they don't need to be out here. They don't need to be out here. They don't need to be in society. Let them go. So, guys, this is all I have for this one. Like I always say, guys, please use self-control, discipline, and guys, always be careful who you come in contact with and who you have in your company. Because if not, you will end up in a situation like this. Okay? And young people, think before you act. think before you act. Because like I said, and like the grandma said, you can look at him and say something out there. You can look at him. When I looked at the video back there about 4 or 5 months ago, I was watching the news. I said, I told my daughter, I said, that boy on demon time. Something wrong with this kid. Something wrong with him. He's on demon time. But guys, they're in the right place. And like I said, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, please be careful. Okay? Please be careful and watch and protect our babies. Okay? Until next time, peace out.